Hello, everybody. Dr. Torres here. I hope you're doing okay. Today, I am very excited to share this lecture with you about highly effective teams in emergency medicine. We'll talk about what makes a team not just functional, but truly high performing, especially in the fast-paced, high-stakes world that we operate in emergency medicine. This isn't just about being efficient, it's about culture, trust, safety, and about building connections with our teammates. The concept of high performance teams did not begin in healthcare. It emerged in environments where failure just was not an option. Back in the 60s, during military special forces development, NASA, and elite aviation units, these teams had to coordinate precisely and communicate very clearly and were required to perform under extreme pressure. Their success led corporate and healthcare industries to ask themselves, how do we build teams like that? The core elements that they identified was that these teams had a shared purpose and goals, clear roles and accountability, psychological safety and trust in each other, and they had open communication and continuous feedback to identify issues. And they had strong leadership and distributed ownership where everybody owned a role that made the team successful. So why does this matter in healthcare? Well, in medicine, especially emergency medicine, the stakes are just as high. Time is short, emotions can run high, and the risk of missing a diagnosis or treatment are real. Patients need not just a good doctor, but a good overall team that treats them. Highly effective teams are shown to reduce errors, improve patient outcomes, and increase staff satisfaction. They protect not just the patient, but us too. So what do high performance teams look like? They have a shared mission, clearly defined roles, psychological safety, and a culture of trust in each other. They give and receive feedback. They operate with accountability. And perhaps more importantly, they show up for each other, especially when it's hard. So, how do teams develop? In this graph, you can see the performance of a team over time. Initially, all teams start out as a working group, which is a group of people that work together and they share information, but they work independently. They may become a pseudo team, which is when a team calls itself a team, but they lack trust and collaboration, and their performance actually decreases. A potential team is a team that wants to improve, but they lack full alignment and cohesion. Eventually, a real team may form when everybody's aligned, accountable, and they collaborate. Ultimately, the goal is to become a high-performing team in which everybody is deeply committed, agile, and they exceed the goals. Let's take a look at some examples of each one of these categories. So a working group, for example, each nurse and tech or doctor does their task without checking on others. There's no shared goals. It's an attitude of, I'm doing my thing, you do your thing, we clock in, we clock out, but really don't help each other. We just do our work. Pseudo team, they call themselves a team, but there's a culture of gossip, blame. They blame each other, they blame the HA, they blame the patients, and they resist change. In a potential team, they are aware that there are issues, and some of the team members ask to improve, for example, handoffs or huddles, and they may do it for a while, but there's no consistency. They're kind of getting there. With a real team, staff communicate, they adjust, they support each other during surges or trauma codes, and it's all hands on deck, even if it's not my job because I'm helping my teammates. With a high-performing team, they anticipate needs, they cover each other by instinct, and they celebrate wins together. They're friends, they got each other's back, and they are so well-oiled that it's just amazing to see them perform at a very high level. Having a dysfunctional team in the emergency department comes with a cost. When teams lack trust, communication suffers. Resentment starts to build. People go quiet. People start having more turnover. Mistakes happen. And ultimately, people experience burnout. We start seeing our job more as a burden instead of a calling. But all of this can be reversed with positive team culture. Let's take a look at why this matters for patient experience. Patients feel the difference when teams are disjointed. Poor communication leads to confusion, delays, and ultimately dissatisfaction. A strong team culture leads to safer, faster, and more compassionate care. And ultimately, patient experience is a mirror of our team experience. So what do we do if our teams are underperforming? How do we turn them around? We start by going from blame to ownership. Blaming leadership or each other weakens the team morale and stops our progress. We all contribute to the team culture on every single shift. Ask, what can we do right now to improve how we function together? And be solution focused. Bring ideas and not just complaints. Remember that high performance teams are not born, they are built through small daily actions, through intentional listening, clear expectations, mutual respect, through the courage to speak up and the grace to hear each other out. Culture is everyone's job. So what are the benefits of working in a good team? When teams function well, the work becomes lighter, the shift just flies by, people smile more, you feel supported even when you're busy and it's hard. Burnout also decreases because you're not carrying the burden alone. You're with friends and teammates, and you trust your team, and that changes everything. Most of us chose healthcare because we wanted to help. Maybe we were the kid who always stayed after class to help clean up or hold the door for a stranger. That identity, that core of who we are, still matters. It is what fuels empathy, teamwork, and resilience. Let's keep it alive in ourselves and in each other. I'm going to finally leave you with some ideas of things that you can do with your teams to increase trust, to get to know each other. For example, you can have some huddle questions like, why did you go into emergency medicine? How did you get into healthcare? Or have a Code Green recognition board for staff shout outs. Also, ER staff spotlight. This is something we have been doing in our DFW facilities, and we have really gotten to know our colleagues. Also, build a shared team identity and values poster, and also celebrate small wins such as shout outs or patient compliments, etc. I would also encourage you to come up with a mission or motto for your team. I particularly liked one from residency, which was, we bring order to chaos, but it can be really any statement that fits the personality of your team and location. So what's next? I want you to reflect, what kind of team are we right now? Where are we on that curve of team formation? Identify what would help us function more like a real team. Share your insights during huddles or directly with your leadership. And take the initiative. Try one team building idea together this month. Anyways, I hope you have enjoyed this. It is such an amazing field that we are in. We are able to witness firsthand the full spectrum of human emotion, and we take it for granted. Most people go their entire lives not having even a percentage of the experiences that we have in healthcare. We appreciate what you do. We thank you for being in healthcare and for doing what you do. Until next time.